Southern California, more red flag warnings as firefighters race to contain multiple major fires. Authorities announce additional arrests for looting as the ATF begins the task of finding the cause of the deadly fires. But first, the race against the clock, with winds expected to pick up within hours. Gusts could reach 70 miles per hour. 8 million residents remain at the whim of the wind, facing a critical fire risk. More than 100,000 are under mandatory evacuation orders as the death toll rises. More than 12,000 structures believed to be either damaged or destroyed. An army of thousands on the ground and in the air joining the fight against the deadly Los Angeles fires. A California National Guard aircraft dropping fire retardant. Authorities warn about the threat from looters. 2 people were arrested near Vice President Kamala Harris's Brentwood home after a call about a possible burglary. Additional resources pour into the region. Crews from Mexico, Canada, and 9 other states are expected to deploy to the front lines. Officials say they're moving resources before the strong winds return, and they're urging residents hoping to return to their homes to be patient. The ATF takes the lead in the investigation, trying to determine the cause of the fires. Authorities now on the scene. The trained teams are looking at all potential causes, including arson or downed power lines. Our team is spread out across the Los Angeles region, and we time out the critical forecast for the next 24 hours and beyond. Across the country, a frigid Arctic blast returns with wind chills plummeting well below zero in some places. Days ahead of crucial confirmation hearings, the FBI investigates Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth's past as we look at the other Trump picks preparing to go under the microscope. Countdown to a historic launch. Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket gets ready to blast off. Where and when, you might be able to catch a glimpse. And America strong tonight in the face of the horrific disaster. People helping people with random acts of kindness. It is, after all, the City of Angels.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin once again with those deadly wildfires raging across Southern California. At least 16 people are dead and nearly 10 million more are under fire weather alerts. And moments ago, authorities issued a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation, for red flag warnings. More than a dozen people are reported missing, and authorities warn that number is rising by the hour. If firefighters have nightmares, this scenario is likely one of them. It is a bulletless war against the Palisades, Eaton, and Hearst fires. And now crews are bracing for another round of powerful Santa Ana winds that could threaten new communities. Look at this view from the cockpit of the California National Guard as they drop fire retardant as parts of their effort to contain the fires. A short time ago, President Biden met with key officials at the White House to explore ways to try to suppress the flames. And police say 2 people were arrested for violating curfew near the Brentwood home of Vice President Kamala Harris, as authorities now crack down on looting and price gouging. The damage from this deadly inferno could exceed $150 billion, one of the costliest natural disasters in American history. We, of course, have team coverage tonight. ABC's Matt Rivers leads us off from the fire zone.
Tonight, after an intense firefighting weekend, firefighters racing against the clock to contain wildfires burning across Los Angeles County before those Santa Ana winds pick up again. Across LA, firefighters are laying thousands and thousands and thousands of feet of hose line like this in anticipation of fires coming back when those winds come back. Firefighters like these going around putting out any hot spots to make sure that this hillside, which already burned, won't reignite when the winds return. More than 8 million people now facing critical fire risk.
Every available LAFD firefighter is on hand and will remain in place through this wind event.
Overnight, an all-out aerial assault on the Palisades fire. Helicopters making water drop after water drop. Ground crews armed with tools and reels of fire hoses, navigating steep terrain, headlamps lighting their path to face the flames head-on. Smoke and embers billowing into the air, and tonight the toll this fire and others have taken across Los Angeles County since Tuesday is staggering. At least 16 dead, at least 16 are also missing. More than 12,000 structures believed damaged or destroyed, more than 60 square miles burned, and more than 100,000 people under evacuation orders.
We will continue to battle these wildfires from the air and on the ground until they are fully contained.
This weekend, the Palisades Fire making a new run to the north. This is the view from inside a low-flying California Air National Guard aircraft engaged in the fight. You can hear the altitude alert, then the sound of the retardant being dropped. We were with crews on the front lines in Brentwood yesterday. LA Fire Department Captain Scott Quasigro telling me,
helicopters have been hitting us pretty hard, so we're kind of just letting it creep up to us, and then we'll knock it out as soon as it gets to us.
we saw firsthand the impact of those gusting winds.
These gusts are what you got to worry about. I mean, even just in the last minute, we could see those houses 30 seconds ago, and now the gusts pick up.